Welcome everyone to What's Happening in Crypto, exploring all of the latest from the crypto world and beyond. Was that the bottom the other day? Is this the start of a bull run? Is it happening? Well, when you see a few days in a row of green candles, especially after seeing so many red candle days and so many sharp drops in prices, I understand why we are feeling optimistic at this point, and the indicators are looking pretty decent. I definitely like seeing day after day of green candles without a doubt. But the real question that I think a lot of us have on our mind, that a lot of us are thinking about, is this the moment of capitulation that we've all been waiting for? Oh, Bitcoin Rat, hello. Bitcoin Rat, is this capitulation? Is this capitulation? Capitulation? Uh-huh. This guy doesn't know anything. Let's go over to the charts and see what they have to say. We can see here on the charts that obviously this is the 5th day in a row that we are seeing green on the candles. That is a pretty impressive feat considering how many days of red we have seen coming down with only slight bumps back up on this very rocky road of crypto. Now, there was some speculation that yesterday's candle might have led to a bearish reversal trend. It does not seem to be moving in that direction at the moment. We are opening on a green candle for the 5th day. Time will tell if that does hold by the end of this 24-hour period, but certainly 5 green candles in a row looking pretty good at the moment. But to put this in perspective for you, we have got a long, long road to go back up, and Bitcoin can be very, very surprising sometimes when it comes to breaking through barriers and moving in ways that you never expected it to move. But we can still look here at the RSI, for example, and the RSI is not yet really hitting that point of being overbought. It's actually quite relatively in the middle here, so not much exciting happening there. We don't have that massive pressure yet in terms of people buying Bitcoin like crazy, so we do have to keep that in mind. And we, of course, are so far down when it comes, and we have some serious, serious points of resistance that we need to make it through. We have some very strong resistance points here, about $5,600, $5,680 approximately. We can see some other big resistance points here at $6,430, moving up to around $7,360. Another big resistance point around $8,290. And then, of course, moving up to $11,560. And that's just to get back to a place of decency in the markets. We have got a lot of serious resistance in terms of moving past these points where we have seen historical resistance in the price of Bitcoin. And that, of course, is still a long way away even to get back to some of these lower steps on the ladder, so to speak. Now, there are still people who are very bearish and who are calling for lower lows. They are saying that we are not going to see a positive trend reversal until we get back to lows like 2,600 or even lower back here at 1,800 or even lower yet. Again, I think that some of those bearish predictions are overly bearish, that we are not going to reach back down to some of these lower levels that we did see previously. It is very interesting actually to see that the current bounce has happened exactly at the area where we did see this happen before. I think that's really, really important. This right here is where we just bounced off of, but this is also where the bounce happened that started the big bull run last year. So those are some things that you can keep in mind when looking at the charts these days. A man named Mark Dow, who basically called the top on Bitcoin and then opened a short, has just closed his short. Now, he says the official reason he didn't want to watch Bitcoin go to zero and all that stuff, maybe he's just trying to be a cool guy and be like, Bitcoin's going to zero, but I just made a bunch of money off shorting it. But was that the bottom? That is a very interesting question. Obviously, we won't know the full answer for this for some months to come. We'll be able to look back and say, well, of course that was the bottom. It's so obvious now. We might still see some new lows coming in, but it feels like we are definitely seeing a lot more momentum and enthusiasm happening in the market moving forward. We have the CEO of Coin, Mike Kayamori, calling for a new all-time high to happen in 2019. When we look at just how quickly it all happened last time, in only a space of a few weeks, we went up to $20,000. That was totally crazy. So to see some new all-time high runs happening in 2019, especially considering what is slated to be delivered in 2019, I would not be surprised at all. I'm cautiously optimistic about what might happen in 2019, but looking even a bit further around the corner, 2020 looks like a very exciting time indeed, because we have the next Bitcoin halving happening in 524 days from now. I feel like there's going to come a point in time when we look back on that big 2017 spike, and it's just going to be a little blip on the radar. You won't even be able to see it on the charts anymore. It'll just be, oh, what's that over there? Remember when people were talking about 2017 and the big correction and stuff, man, and like what happened in 2018? And yeah, I have a feeling that's exactly what's going to happen in 10 years. And just imagine, even if it's only 2020 and we have the next big run, patience, patience, patience. This is investing, and investing rewards the patient. There's a good bit of speculation that can go on with different altcoins and things like this. But when it comes down to it, if you can have this nice long-term view for some of these projects, you will be rewarded handsomely for them. And so it is coming down to what you invest in, how patient you can be, and what your goals are when it comes to investing. But I certainly see that there's a lot of very big things ahead of us. And we might see one of these, good old YUGE. I mean, screw the letter H, guys. Who needs the letter H? It's huge, huge catalysts that could come forward for like Backed or the ETF, Fidelity, NASDAQ, any of these big players really getting activated into the market. They're going to get into the market. Just the question is, when is it going to happen? We have a lot of tentative dates for those things to happen. They could be major catalysts without a doubt. And long term, of course, you guys know what the mantra is: adoption, adoption, adoption. But adoption is increasing. Lightning Network's only getting better all the time. The different blockchain projects like Ethereum and EOS and Stellar and Cardano are all continually getting new projects built on top of them, are all continuing to work on developments and scaling and all these different things. We have the promises of the STO market to shake things up next year, and going into 2020 as well, it will be a big factor. And of course, you have to remember, one Bitcoin is still one Bitcoin, guys, as always. I would love to know your thoughts on the current market situation. Was that the bottom? Is this the start of a new bull run? Or are we going to be doing a bit of a, just a llama bounce for the next couple of months in sideways action? Let me know about it down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video. You guys are super awesome. I'm so happy to have all of you as part of the community. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up on it. And if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. You can also hit that notification bell to find out when I put out a new video. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.